This is your gaming weekly news. Grand Theft Auto 6 got its second trailer, and it got a delay to May 26, 2026. Of course, the game will probably release closer to September, but what we have now is a full 2-minute trailer that absolutely blew everyone away and broke the internet with over 400 million views across TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. It was all cutscene story-based stuff, looked incredible, but Rockstar recently said that half of the footage you saw here was gameplay. First of all, let's get the biggest thing out of the way. Grand Theft Auto 6 is running this trailer at 30 FPS, but it's running on a base PS5. Digital Foundry believes at this time that there is not going to be a 60 FPS mode, even on the PS5 Pro. But what makes this trailer look so incredible, so lifelike, it looks like an actual movie, because it's using ray traced global illumination. This allows color and lighting to bounce, reflect, and even absorb onto characters, their skin, their clothing, and reflective materials like cars, buildings, glass buildings, and so much more. All of this is super intensive for the hardware, especially for Series X and PS5, but even for PS5 Pro. Digital Foundry says that ray traced global illumination is inherent to the basic functions of how the game will look and feel, and that it cannot be removed so easily to offer performance mode. Let me take a second to explain why this game could run at 60 FPS, even though I don't believe that it'll get a 60 FPS mode on the consoles. A lot of people will tell you that former Rockstar games like Red Dead 1, Red Dead Redemption 2, Grand Theft Auto 5 all launched at 30 FPS, and that Rockstar doesn't release their games on console at 60 FPS. This is partially true, but also the Xbox One, Xbox 360, or PS3 and PS4 consoles were heavily CPU bound. And for the most part, you really didn't get a 60 FPS big AAA action adventure open world game on the Xbox 360 or the PS4 and Xbox One generation. So I believe if Grand Theft Auto 6 has a 60 FPS mode, it will have one across Xbox, PS5, and the PS5 Pro. And I don't believe the PS5 Pro will have the only performance mode. Digital Foundry says that not only is ray traced global illumination important to the build of the game, but it will also drastically change the art style. But not everything in this trailer has ray traced global illumination. But the best part is Red Dead Redemption 2 in 2018 is one of the best looking games even today. And Grand Theft Auto 6 looks even better than Red Dead Redemption 2 with the quality of the characters, lighting models across all of the world and across the characters and materials. And Grand Theft Auto 6 looks incredible. For those of you who are diving into what Grand Theft Auto 6 has to offer, we get the reveal of Jason and Lucia and their part in the world in Vice City. The map is supposed to be absolutely massive, possibly just as big as Los Santos from Grand Theft Auto 6, but varied with marshes, a big city, small town areas, and so much more. Some of the other details that were revealed is that you can grow hair like you did in Red Dead Redemption 2. Jason starts out the trailer with long hair, and then he has a buzz cut later into the trailer, and Lucia has a different hairstyle which can probably be changed in the open world or even grown to a longer length or cut throughout the game. This will be a great customization feature that we've seen evolutionized from Grand Theft Auto 5 and also folded in from Red Dead Redemption 2. There are a ton of leaks about the possible gameplay features. I did a full video about this just a few months ago about all the gameplay details, the NPCs, how the world reacts to how you change things. Cool things like if you knock down a light pole with your car, it doesn't just dissolve away. A crew actually comes out, digs a hole, replaces it, and it takes some time for all that stuff to come back into the world. This will be lifelike like no other game before, and we haven't even talked about combat, driving, missions, or any of the story beats. It's going to be a long road ahead for Grand Theft Auto 6, and I hope they can stick the landing for May 2026, but they always delay, so I'm waiting for September. The Xbox Handheld leaked. We actually got a look at Project Kennen, which is a ROG Ally that has been partnered with Xbox, and it basically looks like a ROG Ally. If you've been watching this channel, I covered this with a mock-up I did in Photoshop. No, it wasn't AI, but it actually looked pretty close to this. the ugliest thing you've ever seen. It looks just like the ROG Ally I have here, but I don't understand why they just didn't cover up the front of the handles to make it look good when you're looking at it, but comfort is more important. Even though this thing has an Xbox button and is supposed to be partnered Xbox handheld made for PC gaming, they're calling this the ROG Ally 2. 64 gigs of LPDDR5 RAM, a 7-inch 120Hz display. So far we don't know if it's OLED or LED, and a 4-core Ryzen Z2 Extreme SoC chip. Remember, this ROG Ally 2 or the Xbox ROG Ally handheld will not be able to play your console games as far as we know. Other than anything that's on Play Anywhere on PC, expect this new ROG Ally to be basically a handheld PC with some support on Game Pass for games that are available or have cross saves, but you will not be able to play games that only exist on the console version. If this much is leaked so far, it's a pretty good chance that Asus plans to launch this Xbox partnered PC handheld sometime in the holiday of 2025. So we only have a few more months to wait for an official reveal, and then just after that, we'll be able to get our hands on this ROG Ally. I already own one right here that basically does everything that I think this one will do with slightly less power because I bought this thing in 2024, but are you going to buy this next Xbox ROG Ally handheld, or do you already have a Steam Deck, or are you going to wait for the official Xbox handheld that'll play all of your games? And that's probably somewhere in 2027. On a random day in the middle of the week, Xbox announced the Gears of War Reloaded remaster of the first Gears game from 2006. Just like Oblivion, this one is almost 20 years old, and there's been long-time rumors that have been scattered all over the place, from a Marcus Phoenix collection down to, hey, maybe it's just Gears of War 2 remastered, or maybe just Gears of 1. There it is. Gears of War Reloaded is a remaster of a remaster. The Gears of War Ultimate Edition came out in 2015. Here we are 10 years later with another remaster, but it's not a full remake. But the best part of this announcement was not only was it revealed during the week randomly, but it's coming out in just a couple months, August 26, 2025, and it's releasing on Xbox, PC, and PlayStation 5. In fact, it's enhanced for the PS5 Pro. The rumors originally said that the Marcus Phoenix collection, or this Gears of War 1 remaster, was going to be fully remade from the ground up in Unreal Engine 5. This is probably not the case, because it looks like we're getting a remaster and an up-res with some improvements in Unreal Engine 4. What you're looking at right now is Gears of War Ultimate Edition, and that is only 1080p, 60 frames, even on the Xbox Series X. This has never had a full resolution up boost. This time, Gears of War Reloaded comes with 4K resolution, 60 FPS in the campaign, 120 FPS in the multiplayer modes, which also includes all of the multiplayer suite that came with Gears Ultimate. HDR, Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos, 3D spatial audio for PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 5 Pro, variable refresh rate, 4K assets and textures were all redone from the ground up to make this game look more modern than the 2015 remaster. And then there's improved lighting and post-processing effects, which will make the game overall look so much better. Loading up Gears Ultimate, I noticed how grainy and gritty and stair-step aliased it was with the 1080p game when I'm used to playing something closer to half of 4K or full native 4K. And then one last piece of icing on the cake is that there will be 0 loading screens in the campaign. I don't know why Xbox put out a Gears of War Reloaded title when you have Gears 2 and Gears 3, which are still not available on PC. It's very likely that Xbox plans to put out a remaster of Gears of War 2 in a year or two, Gears of War 3 after that, and then bring all of the suite across PlayStation and PC and Xbox consoles, all fully remade to look more modern in pace with the upcoming Gears of War E-Day. Speaking of Gears of War E-Day, I bet we're going to see some gameplay of this at the showcase, because they plan to put out that game sometime in the middle of 2026 or in the end of 2026. And that's your gaming weekly news. This is Colteastwood. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you to everybody who's hung out and checked out the channel. If you're still around here, wait for tomorrow, because I've got my full review of Doom: The Dark Ages. I played through the game. I've got a ton of footage to show you, all at the highest quality at 4K. I can't wait to see what your impressions are of that game. This has been a crazy news cycle with everything with Xbox's price hike last week and some of the ramp up for the Xbox Showcase, and then with Gears of War Reloaded and Grand Theft Auto 6's trailer just dropping on a random day has got gamers on their toes for what's coming. 2025's already been completely insane, and everything is just pushing forward into the next year, and it's not going to stop. If you ended up enjoying this video, let me know by liking and subscribing to the channel. Hit the bell to be notified of new weekly content. If you want to further support what we're doing here on the Colteastwood channel, you can do that by hitting the join button below. That'll get you early access for videos, monthly merch giveaways. We're going to be giving away a special Xbox fan art coin for the upcoming Doom. Check that out. That coin looks incredible. I can't wait for them to unveil it. Also, check out the Patreon if you want to further support and get early access, all those other perks. And you can get the super class if you'd like to learn how to do lighting, production, graphic design. All that is the one-on-one class that I do. Check that out. Also, the XSC podcast will be live every Monday, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Meg and I are going to talk about all of the news breakdown, what's going on with Grand Theft Auto, all this stuff in more detail than you saw today. Check that out live or on demand on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. What do you think about this week's news? Are you super hyped for Grand Theft Auto 6? How much is that game going to be? Write in the comments if you think it's going to be $80, or write in the comments if you think it's going to be $100. It's going to be crazy out there. While you're in that comment section, please do, as I always say, be nice.